And Mark Moore, please. Everyone, Mark's going to come up and tell us a little bit about how we got here and really kind of what this could mean for the future of travel and Crossville in the world. So thanks, Mark.
All right. Thank you, Ethan. So nobody tell Ethan this, but there was no competition. Because the moment I came to Crossville, I honestly fell in love with it. Fell in love with the Mariners Point property, fell in love with the rural community. I'd been living for several years in San Francisco, didn't like it at all, and I was ready to come back to real rural America. So first, thank you for welcoming us. We could not feel more welcome. And the 16 engineers that we've already hired and the 4 that are coming in the next month or so, they all feel like they're home. So you did that, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. I don't know if it's the Chestnut Hill and Stonehouse wine, but I'm going to blame it on the Tennessee moonshine back there. But I'm feeling a bit talkative. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the company than anybody else knows, because we've been in stealth mode and keeping things pretty secret. But there's no reporters here, right? So let's have some. What? Oh, I forgot. But you wouldn't tell any of these secrets, would you? So, look, we're a nerdy group, right? I mean, pretty much all of us are like Stanford or MIT PhDs, and we've been doing engineering our whole life. And if you've ever met an engineer, they're pretty nerdy. You know, when you bump into us at Social Brew or Poorhouse, it's like stoke up a conversation because we're in our own world much of the time. So what we're doing at Whisper Aero, actually a really funny story. So we just came out of stealth mode like 2 months ago. And I love the first question that I usually get, which is, why did you pick rural Tennessee? And I say, well, Crossville is great. And as soon as I say Crossville, if the person's a pilot, and most of the time we're talking to pilots, they go, trade a plane. They instantly know every single pilot practically in the United States knows Crossville for trade a plane. And so what I'm excited about is that we're bringing in the next generation of aviation to Crossville, because there's a wonderful heritage there. And so what we're doing actually at Whisper Aero is we're developing electric propulsion for aircraft. And trust me, it is a big thing that's happening. Every single aerospace company and most automotive companies, even Ford, Hyundai, Honda, Toyota, every one of them is spending hundreds of millions of dollars to develop electric aircraft. And the funny thing is they're all using technology that was developed at NASA, and actually with my engineers. So for 20 years, we were pioneering that, and now everybody's using it. So the funny thing that Whisper Aero is doing is we're leapfrogging to the next generation of electric propulsion for aircraft. And so while all these companies are building the equivalent of Model Ts for electric aircraft with big propellers on them and flying slow, we're developing the technology that 5 years from now will let us make Ferraris instead of Model Ts. And so to put this technology in context, does anybody know Dr. Patterson here? So he's got one of the slickest, most awesome little general aviation aircraft. It's called the Cirrus SR-22. And that aircraft can move. And Dr. Patterson is proud to tell you about it anytime you ask him. But so it'll fly at like 200 miles per hour. And the technology that we're developing will be all-electric, battery-electric version of a general aviation aircraft similar to the Cirrus SO-22, except it's way better. So instead of flying at 200 miles per hour, it flies at 300 miles per hour. And it has half the operating cost of what Dr. Patterson pays. So why does that matter to you? And it gets back to why we chose Crossville. Crossville is in a really cool location for this future vision of on-demand aviation. And that is, if you look at a map, it's like Nashville's an hour and 45 minutes that way, Knoxville's an hour and 15 minutes that way, Chattanooga's an hour and 35 minutes that way, and Crossville's right in the middle. So when, in 5 years, when the first Whisper jet comes out, we're planning on working with the state of Tennessee and companies like Wheels Up that will start rural aviation services for flights. So that if you want to get to Nashville, instead of spending 2 hours on the road, for $25 to $30, you're going to be able to jump in one of these little electric Whisper jets and be there in 15 to 20 minutes. And the whole key to this technology that's really so wonderful, and why we're called Whisper Jet, is because nobody's going to hear these aircraft. So we're right underneath the flight line of Crossville Airfield. And noises, if you know aviation, noise is one of the biggest complaints about small aircraft and small airfields. Well, our propulsion system basically makes no noise, so that we can be community friendly, and every small airport that our aircraft flies in and out of, it's no noise. Also, I'm not going to go into the tech, but it's safer. It's completely redundant, so you have multiple thrusters. So even if one fails, you can still fly just fine. It's better ride quality, it's better comfort, it's much lower cost, it's literally better in every way. And so what we're excited to do is work with the state of Tennessee to help stand up not just these electric aircraft, but aviation services that can serve the state of Tennessee and make it the place for businesses to locate. And not just in Nashville, not just in Chattanooga and Knoxville, but in the heartland. Because the quality of life that you have here is what everybody wants. That's why we love it here, and everyone deserves a chance to experience it. So we're excited about this 10-year vision. We are loving Crossville, and we hope that together we can go for an incredible ride in the sky and make dreams happen. So thank you so very much. Wow.
So scratch that from your memory about us not being in competition. I know he whispered up here, but I could hear him. We competed against those other three cities. I'm sticking to that.
But we didn't fall in love with those other cities.
That's true. I mean, fall in love with Reno, I don't know if that's even possible. But Austin, Texas, my goodness, that's some pretty stiff competition.
It's no Crossville.
It's no Crossville. I love that answer. Josh Ted. It's the little things. I mean, and I don't mean to call them small by little things, but it's the makerspace at Roane State that the Whisper employees and the staff team can go and use. It's the things that Cliff and his team at TCAT are doing to help them on the technical side. It's Cumberland County Schools and the career technical education there that's going to be doing things in aviation that they haven't been doing before. We're going to be standing here. We're going to be in a room years from now talking about 2021 and how big of a deal this year has been for us. And it won't be all about brisket sandwiches at Buc-ee's. It will be about the things that Whisper and everything that we haven't attracted yet. It's the leaps forward in broadband, thanks to Mayor Foster's efforts and to Ben Lohman and our partners there. It's a great working team in economic development, in tourism, in new resident recruitment, and that's what the Chamber does, those three things. That's our core focus. Last thing I'd like to say is you can't do anything without a good staff, and I would like to recognize Melanie Graham and Jordan Profit. They are great. And thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to have some more great music from Kinfolk, and they are awesome. They're also taking future bookings, but better hurry up because I think their calendar is going to fill up pretty fast. Please stay, fellowship, have some more beverages of some sort. Those donuts are awesome. If you're still hungry, don't be afraid to get in line again. Thank you for all of your support of the Chamber. We can't do it without you because we are you. You are us. And thanks.